Hey guys, it's Kayla, and I'm not even sure how I want to start off this video, to be honest, but it'll probably be kind of rambly and scatterbrained, but as a fair warning, I will be talking about some rather triggering subjects, namely suicide and self-harm, so just be warned of that. But August was one of the worst months of my life thus far. I started off August by moving back to Kalamazoo from Grand Rapids, and I did this because of some really extreme family issues. And if something had happened, I knew that if I hadn't moved back, I would really have a hard time dealing with that. So I felt like I need to at least try and, be there. And things didn't get better by doing that at all. If anything, they just got worse for me. I took on a lot of really bad old habits and I became really epic. Um, then, towards the end of the month, I found out that my friend had passed. He had taken his own life, and he was one of the most important people to have ever entered my life, ever. If you guys knew me back in the early days of Twitter, then you will probably know who I'm talking about. Um, he was a big part of who I am. We first met in third grade, and he was my first ever boyfriend then. Aww. And then we were best friends from there on out. We dated on and off from third grade all the way through like junior year, beginning of junior year, sort of thing. And we were really, really close during all of that time. But I'm going to be honest, I knew he was suicidal during that entire time. What I didn't know is that he hadn't gotten better. Um, Somehow in my mind, it just seemed like, I'm better, so he's better, So I really didn't check back in to make sure that he was. I didn't really think that it was necessarily appropriate for me to. Um, uh, shit, I don't even know. This has been really, really, really hard for me to deal with. The initial backlash that I got from people was pretty bad. I got a lot of hate-filled messages thinking that maybe I had something to do with his death, even though we haven't been close in years. We had a really, really bad breakup the last time we had broken up, and I'm not going to go into that because I don't like how it paints him, but it was not good. And from there on out, I wanted him back in my life. I mean, before this ever happened, I thought about him every day and I wished he could be back in my life because he was one of the best friends I've ever had. Like, I love my friends, but honestly, him and I had this weird connection. Like, I felt like I really understood him and he understood me. Um, and I would have been fine with us never seeing each other again. I mean, it would have hurt a little bit, but like, I could have done that. But the pain of knowing that he chose this is so unreal. And the night before he had done it, I was actually sitting at the table with my sister and my father talking about suicide and what leads to suicide and a lot of the stigma around it. Robin Williams has recently died, and my dad has always had a view on suicide that honestly pissed me off. I was suicidal for the majority of my life. Um, so I know what this is like. I was there with him. We were so fucked up when we were younger. We planned funerals with each other. We planned how we were going to kill ourselves. You know, this is all too close to home to me. His death is just, it was supposed to be me. I don't know how else to put it, but it was supposed to be me. I mean, that was the path I was headed on. This was my plan. And it just really fucking hurts knowing that he went through with it, you know? Like, it didn't get better for him the way it did for me, and I wish it did. And I'm not even sure how I got out of it myself. And, you know, I hadn't followed him on any really social media except for like Facebook. But, you know, after his death, I was told that he had put a lot of things on Twitter, and I looked at his Twitter, and he did. I mean, he lighted out there that this is what he was going to do, and nobody reached out to him. So I'm gonna say this right now. If you ever fucking need anybody to talk to, please come to me. Please. Like, I don't care if we've never spoken before. Just feel free. Just talk to me. It's okay, I've been there. Like, I understand. I'm not going to judge you. You know? And if I hadn't dealt with death before, I don't know what I would do right now. Like, he was so monumental to my life that it's fucking insane. It's been so hard knowing that he's gone. It really, really has. And, you know, I've dealt with the death of a friend before. One of my best friends died as we were entering middle school, and it fucked me up for a really, really, really long time. And, you know, fucked him up too. It fucked everyone up. Like, we were really, really messed up. Like, we saw our friend's body being dragged out of the pool. It was at a school function, and he had drowned. And, like, we saw this as young as we were. We saw this with, like, firsthand. This is how fucking terrible life can be. Like, it messed everybody up. I mean, I was kind of fucked before that, but, like, I'm just now recovering from that. And if, you know, if I was dealing with death of Nick now without the death of my friend before, I don't know what would happen. You know, the only thing that really is comforting to me right now is knowing that it gets better, as cheesy as it sounds, but, like, it just feels like darkness right now, you know? Like, I know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, after all of this is through, the brightness will flood back in, all of the light will come back, and it'll be okay, you know? There's still some shadows there, but it'll be alright again. But right now, I feel like I'm just being eaten alive by the darkness. It's so unreal. Like, and I can't say I'm coping well. I would be fucking lying, honestly. Um, I feel really out of control, and when I feel out of control, I start controlling my food. So there have been days where I haven't eaten. There's been days where I've eaten too much. I'm really trying to not fall back into any of that, but it's so hard. It's like the only way I know how to find comfort is just by self-destructing. You know, the days where I feel empty, I feel the best. Like, it's so fucked up. Like, it's like, this is what I have, you know? And I've been self-harming. I just gonna put that out there, you know? I've considered myself recovered for a long time, and I'm not sure that's the correct label for me anymore. Like, I wasn't sure if it was before, because, you know, the thoughts would still creep back in. But, like, the first time this happened, I didn't even know what was happening. It felt like I wasn't even in control. of myself. Like, it was just so weird. It was like an out-of-body experience. Like, someone had put me on autopilot, and my body was just going from memory. This is what you do when you're in pain. You create a different pain for yourself. And it's so weird and so comforting, and I hate it, and I want this to be over with. I want things to not feel so fucking terrible. And I wish I could go back and tell him, like, hey, you fucking matter to a lot of people. You know, because we used to tell each other every night, like, hey, don't die. I need you. Like, I was going back through all of my old, like, notes from him and my Facebook messages and everything, and I mean, we talked about this a lot. And it's just so weird, because I never thought I'd have to deal with his death. I thought I was gonna be the first one to go, you know? And I'm so glad I'm not, but at the same time, it's like, why did I get better and he didn't, you know? This is probably, like, way too raw. It's probably gonna freak a lot of people out, and I'm really sorry. Like, I'm not gonna do anything. I would never fucking do anything. I felt this way before his death, but now it's only solidified. Like, I would not kill myself, because I know what that does. I know the pain it causes. I know how terrible it is. I know what that's like. I know what death is like. I know what loss is like, and I can't do that to the people I love. Okay, that's that. I'm kind of putting this out for my future self. Like, here we are. You wanted the highs and lows recorded? Here we are. We are at the low. We are at the fucking low. I'm really sorry if this freaks anyone out. And maybe it's not smart for me to be putting this out there. I don't know. But I love you guys. I love everyone who's been supportive of me. I really do have an amazing support system. And I thank you all so much. I'm going to leave in the description not only my contact information, which I usually do, you know, Twitter, different social media sites to contact me on, or you could always just do it in the comments here. But I'm also going to leave some hotlines, you know, just different resources. If you do feel anything, please, please tell somebody. Please. Just, it could save your life, and even if you don't value it right now, you will later. I know this has been said 1,000 times over, but as someone who has attempted suicide so many times in their life they can't even fucking count it anymore, suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I wholeheartedly believe that. Things fucking change. Life changes. Things get better. There are, like, low points, but things get better. Everything is temporary. You know, live your life. Fucking just enjoy it as much as you can. And the lows suck, but the highs are wonderful, and they're enough. I promise. You might not see them right now, but they're enough. I love you guys so much. And once again, just don't feel like any hesitation. Just contact me if you need anybody.